The Greeks conquered Egypt with bronze.
Come on. You want to fight? Let's fight.
But the old gods laugh at conquerors. They have seen so many turn to dust. I came seeking Pharaoh's gold, hidden in the shadow of the Sphinx. The guards drove me toward the forbidden ruins. In its shadow, empires had risen and fallen. Greeks, Persians, Egyptians, all merely passing dust.
The lure of
Gold.
proved stronger than
The promise
fear.
of gold had led
He
me here,
reached for the
past
treasure,
all warnings,
unaware
past
of the
all
ancient
wisdom.
curse waiting within the shadows. The
Every
silence of
mercenary
the
knows the
tomb was a
moment when
deception.
greed overrides fear.
He had to listen closely,
That moment had passed.
or he would be lost.
Now only fate remained. The old priests wrote in light itself. Their riddles still burned after 3,000 years. What conquers kings but kneels to time? The answer was simple. The answer was sand. The answer was death itself. The passage descended toward something ancient, something that waited with the patience of stone. This was no tomb. This was a temple to something that had never died, only slept through the centuries. Pharaoh's gold. More than any mercenary could dream, more than any man should touch. The mask burned with 3,000 years of curses. The Sphinx spoke through me in languages dead before Homer sang. I was merely the vessel. Who enters sand, but never leaves? Who conquers time, but serves forever? The riddle was about me. My body remembered it was dust. The pretense of flesh was ending. The Sphinx had been human once, a pharaoh who sought immortality and found it. Now I understood the price. I saw Corinth's white walls one last time, my mother's face, the sea I'd never sail again. I joined the Eternal Guard, Greeks, Persians, Romans, all who came for gold, all who stayed as sand. I became what conquers all conquerors. I became the desert itself. We stand eternal, we who sought treasure and found duty. Each conqueror becomes a guard, each thief a warning. Romans. Always Romans after Greeks. The empire changes, the greed remains. We cannot speak, we cannot warn. We can only watch the same tragedy unfold endlessly.
Destruction.
The Sphinx asks its riddle to each generation. The answer is always the same. We do not die. Death would be mercy. We remain aware, eternal prisoners in our own transformed flesh. The desert wind carries pieces of us away, grain by grain. Perhaps in 1,000 years we'll finally dissolve. Greek and Roman. Enemies in life, brothers in eternal sand. The desert makes us all equal. The Sphinx was Pharaoh once, they say. He sought immortality and found it by feeding on others' transformations. Years became decades. Decades became centuries. We watched empires rise and fall through the entrance. Still we stood. Byzantine gold seekers. Their Christ couldn't save them from older gods. His god was young, merely 1,000 years. The Sphinx had watched for 4,000 more. They came for different reasons across the centuries.
The map
Warriors,
reveals the
merchants,
location of the greatest
scholars.
treasure this world
The sand
has
took
ever
them
known.
all. Napoleon's men came with guns, science. The desert buried them, as it buried bronze and iron. The British cataloged everything for their museums. They never asked why some treasures were left untaken. Technology changes. Greed remains eternal. The sand is patient. I am the desert now. Every grain contains my screaming. Every wind carries my warning that none can hear.
The secret.
The Sphinx was never one being.
Etched
It is all
within
who
me.
sought to conquer
The
Egypt.
truth is
We are its body
finally
now.
exposed.
When the desert wind rises, we ride within it. We are the storm that buries armies.
Awaken!
The Sahara grows each year.
Look up!
Now I know why. Every grain was once a man who came to conquer. We choose to hold these forms as warning. We could dissolve into wind, but duty binds us tighter than any curse. They call themselves archaeologists now. The desert doesn't distinguish between thieves and scholars. She reads our story as mythology. The educated no longer believe in consequences that last forever.
Put the mask down.
The mask doesn't care if hands are
Can't
gloved
let
or
go.
bare, if hearts are greedy or curious. It only requires touch. Technology is no shield against curses written before the first pyramid. Each time I watch another fall, I relive my own. Memory is the cruelest part of this eternal sentence. She recognizes her professors among us
Anya.
now. The missing expeditions
You.
all found.
What have they
The
done
mystery
to you?
solved. Too late. The scholars stand together, their eternal symposium silent, their greatest discovery never to be published. We are Legion. Every empire that touched Egypt left soldiers here. The Sphinx's collection grows, but never diminishes. Centuries are heartbeats here. I've stood through the rise and fall of 100 kingdoms. Still, the curse holds. Sometimes the desert thinks through us. We become its mind, solving riddles we don't understand.
He awakened.
The first Pharaoh, before the
golden
pyramids,
Pharaoh,
before writing,
entombed
he discovered how to
from
live forever by
lies
consuming others'
and
transformations.
throne.
Greek pride outlasts Greek flesh. I will not bow to any king, living or eternal. He crushes me for my defiance. Sand becoming stone. But stone still stands. Stone still remembers Greece. I became stone within stone. Harder to erode, impossible to forget. My defiance carved eternal in the desert's heart. The West remembers democracy, where men stood equal. Even in sand, that memory stirs rebellion. We remember what we were before we were sand. Greeks who voted. Romans who chose senators. Free men all. The God King's rage shook the foundations. But we were many, and we remembered freedom. Together, we were stronger than his ancient will. Democracy's ghost, defeating autocracy's God. He retreated, but didn't surrender. Gods have patience mortals can't fathom. He would wait and try again. I saved them from submission, but became something other. Stone among sand, forever marked by my defiance. Now we're tourist attractions. They photograph our torment and share it for likes.
Actually, the tomb marker of a minor official.
They can still move when darkness comes. I traded that freedom to give them strength to resist. A Greek's sacrifice. The truly dead visit sometimes. They pity us. Death would have been the kinder fate. The Roman, who was my
Performs the
enemy in
sacred
life,
rite,
honors me in
ensuring
eternal
the light
sand.
of the fallen warrior
Warriors
never
understand
fades.
warriors. Each dawn they must pretend to be art. I'm spared that pretense. Stone needs no disguise. The riddle remains. The mask waits. Human greed ensures our numbers will always grow. He invents our stories, while we who lived them cannot speak.
Alexian,
Lies
the
become
legendary
history.
liberator who brought
Truth
civilization
becomes
to this
sand.
valley.
Living warmth. For one heartbeat, I remember having skin.
You're in danger.
She
Get
tries
out
to
of
warn
here!
them, as we all did at first. Eventually, she'll learn the living cannot hear the transformed.
exhibit settling.
I see the world as it truly is now. Sand pretending to be solid. Dust playing at being flesh. The Persian has stood for 3,000 years. He shows me my future. Even stone becomes dust. At noon I cast no shadow. Even darkness abandons the cursed. The merchant still tries to trade, offering protection symbols for nothing. Old habits survive transformation. Sometimes one almost sees us. almost understands. But the modern world always calls them back before truth dawns. The Viking sought gold for his Jarl. Now he stands eternal watch. No Valhalla for the sand transform. Even the eternally damned anticipate nightfall. Darkness brings the illusion of freedom, and illusions matter here. His touch is kind. He doesn't know he comforts the cursed. Every sunset reminds us of our last one as men. The light is the same, only we have changed.
You know, Alexion,
He tells us about
it
the
gets
living
lonely
world.
in here sometimes.
We're his silent
Anyway,
confessors,
about last
keeping
Tuesday,
secrets we cannot
you
share.
won't believe what happened at the bowling alley.
The
We hold council at
convenes
midnight.
in
Sand
shadow.
patterns our parliament.
Let the sand
Even the cursed
reveal
maintain
the truth we
civilization.
seek.
We discuss why
We are
fewer
the
fall to the
watcher.
curse lately. Science has found us. Satellites see our energy. Radar counts too many figures. The modern world finally notices the impossible. After millennia of certainty, uncertainty terrifies and thrills us equally. Change is the only monster we haven't faced. They look to me for answers I cannot give. My stone silence has become wisdom in their eyes. Leaders emerge, even among the damned. We arrange ourselves for what might be our last performance. Even ending routines deserve perfection.
These readings are
They measure what cannot be
Precept
measured.
anomaly shouldn't
Their
be active.
machines scream at impossibilities we embody.
Look at the data spike.
The curse defends itself. Science cannot dissect magic with sensors. They seal us in with steel and concrete now. Modern fear replaces ancient curse. In perfect darkness, we find perfect prison. Free to move in a space we cannot leave. The gods laugh at this irony. The ceiling freed him. Without witnesses, the Pharaoh drops his Sphinx disguise. We face the true ancient evil. Stone kneels to no one. My transformation became my shield against his will.
will never bow to you.
The word tears from stone throat. No. In Greek, in defiance, in impossible victory. I speak after 2,000 years silent. My no became their no in 100 dead languages. We found our voices in shared defiance. The God King who conquered death was conquered by the word no in every tongue of every land he enslaved. We broke ourselves
Remind
to
us
break
of
our
the
silence.
force we wielded
Every crack
and
was
the
worth
price
it.
of our freedom.
Damage was the price
But we
of
stand
defying gods.
resolute.
Marcus the Roman,
Amar,
Bjorn the Viking,
Lysander.
Kenti the Egyptian.
Ramses, Alaic,
We had names
Marmis,
once.
Scaros,
Speaking them made us
Bjorn,
human again.
Elixir.
The mask that damned us loses its power. Without the Pharaoh's will, it's just old gold. The chamber forgets its magic, remembers its age. We transition from myth to history, from cursed to cataloged. They document us as art, not knowing we're veterans of humanity's longest war. We developed democracy in our prison. No longer subjects of a god king, but citizens of our small stone republic. We became what Athens dreamed, eternal philosophers, discussing truth forever. Our prison became our academy.
Watch closely as
The Egyptian taught us that even God's curses follow nature's laws. Everything that rises must fall.
Through understanding this transformation.
Marcus moved his hand by will.
Did you see that
The
reading?
smallest freedom
The
ever
calibration
won
is
felt like
fluctuating.
conquering the world.
I need to recalibrate.
Week by week, we reclaimed our bodies, grain by grain. The scientists cataloged miracles as anomalies. Bjorn took one step and collapsed, but that step crossed the distance between prisoner and person. We knew then, someday, we would walk free. Each dawn, we steal moments to practice being human. By sunrise, we're statues again, but less convinced. They plan to scatter us across Earth's museums. After millennia together, we faced diaspora. But diaspora might mean freedom. We voted as free beings for the first time since transformation. We chose separation with hope over unity in prison. We spent our last night telling stories we'd never shared. Each curse, each life, each hope.
And with it,
Memory became our immortality. They scattered us like seeds across the world, each carrying hope we'd grow into something new. I remained where I fell to the curse, alone but holding all our memories. The last witness to what we were. I learned to write in falling dust. Every night I beg for help, in a language few remember. Every morning, hope is swept away. We evolved separately, but in parallel. Each guardian pushing boundaries in their new prison. The curse weakening globally. She read my desperate Greek. A scholar who believed the impossible. First contact in 2,000 years. She became my voice to the modern world. A young scholar brave enough to believe stone could suffer. She found us all. Every museum anomaly was one of us. The scattered guardians crying out in dust and movement. She gave me a voice through technology. We spoke across 2 millennia. I told her everything. We plotted freedom like generals planning war. She brought modern methods. I brought ancient truth. Together, we found hope. Across the world, guardians found believers. Humanity's best quality emerged. Compassion for the impossible. We were not alone. She broke our secret open like dawn breaking night. The academic world faced the impossible made real.
How can this be real?
We became the impossible news story. 2 millennia of silence, broken by viral videos. They brought machines that could see consciousness itself. Dr. Chen said the impossible words, potentially reversible. For 30 seconds, I felt warmth in stone fingers. 30 seconds of impossible sensation. The curse cracked under quantum physics. Each nerve reborn was lightning through stone. Pain meant progress. Agony meant approaching life. Sophia never left my side. My voice returned like a ghost. Ancient Greek first, then broken modern words. I spoke. I was heard. I existed. Greece lived. Democracy spread. The world I knew evolved into something impossible. My sacrifice echoed through millennia. We who stood together in sand now heal apart in flesh. But technology connects us. We plan our first reunion as humans. I who once ran into battle now struggled to walk. But each step conquered 2,000 years of stone. They debated if we were property or people. I testified to my humanity through lips still partly stone. The gavel fell. We were human. We had rights. We were free. They called us temporal refugees, not displaced by war, but by time itself. We could choose our new nations or belong to none. I chose both nations that made me. Greek warrior, Egyptian guardian. Citizen of both, prisoner of neither. They taught me weapons that kill from miles away. I taught them to fight when enemies see your eyes. Both have honor. We would meet where our curse began, but as free humans. Giza would see our transformation complete. The circle would close. The last stone became flesh. I was human. Scarred, aged by experience, not years, but human. I walked into sunlight as a free man. The city roared with life. I was terrified and jubilant. I was free. Lamb tasted like memory. Wine was liquid poetry. Rain felt like the gods crying joy. Every sensation was resurrection. I flew above clouds like Zeus himself. The journey that killed many now took mere hours. I returned to where I fell. The Sphinx stood weathered and silent. The Pharaoh within had retreated so deep, perhaps he finally found the death he avoided. We came from across the world. No longer sand and stone, but flesh and blood. The cursed had become the blessed. We who were trapped in history now teach it. Our curse became our credential. We bridge millennia with our memories. Not all made it to freedom. Some too damaged. Some chose to remain. Some lost. We remember them. We entered our prison as visitors, stood where we were trapped, then walked freely through our nightmare made powerless. The mask that damned us would warn others. Our curse would become education. Our suffering would have meaning. We stood still by choice now, watching the sun that once marked our prison days. We were free. We were family. We became what time made us, living bridges between then and now. Our curse became humanity's gift. I stand in a Greece I dreamed of but never knew. The future spreads before me like the wine-dark sea. I am free.
We were vastly outnumbered. I took this blow defending the flank, a lesson in the high cost of inattention.